Hello, everyone. This is Demetrius Curry coming your way with the Wealth with a Vision Tour Talk. I'm telling you, Wave Talk 2020. We've been waiting to pull this together. And so we're so excited to be here with you today. I have the pleasure of being with a good friend of mine here today, Miss TASHA M. Scott. Oh, we're going to talk about some things today. So I'm so excited. Everyone is getting a chance to come in and join in with us. First, let me say thank you. And I'm so honored to be your host today. Thank you for joining us today for the Wave Talk 2020. And then I also want to say, hey, this is a great time to change some things. And that's what we're going to talk about today with Miss TASHA M. Scott. We're going to talk about pivoting, y'all. Pivoting, changing the game, turning things around in 2020. And we're going to bring her forth. And we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. So I'm so excited. I can't even wait. Let me pull her in. Miss TASHA Scott, are you there?
I am here. Hey, Dee.
Hey! I'm so excited to be here with you today. Oh my goodness. How have you been? What are you doing right now?
That's a loaded question. I have been doing phenomenal for real and just been busy serving people through the business and really just leveraging all that's happened around us and turning it into good.
Oh yeah. And you know, we need that right now, right? We need it right now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, we've collaborated a couple times, but we are on the Wealth with a Vision tour, and let's just talk about what that tour is all about, right? So, last year we talked about what we can do to do a city to city tour to help people where they are, right, in their wealth and their health and their finances, and maybe changing their lifestyle if they want to change their lifestyle. And so we collaborated to bring about you here in the Montgomery and the Mobile areas, and we didn't get a chance to do it. The quarantine happened. And so so I said, let's take this thing virtual because we got to get the message out there. We still got to get the message out there. And so it has been a journey. We did not know what was going to happen in 2020. But you know what? This is a good question. Yeah. With it being 2020 and supposed to be perfect vision, why didn't we see this coming?
I know it caught all of us off guard.
Yes, like why didn't we see this coming? Like it's supposed to be perfect vision year. We should have saw this coming, right? But it just we didn't know. So for those that are joining us that have never had the chance to be on the city tour with you, let me just explain to you some of the parts that you may have missed and some of the other parts of the tour, and that is how we can help move things to the next level and how we can pivot. And now we're in a whole new dimension of pivoting, right? Whole new dimension of pivoting. And you and I met last year?
Yes.
At the mother and daughter tea, and we had a ball, right?
You did an amazing job.
Thank you. Absolutely. I was a keynote speaker there teaching on financial literacy and also how to create cash accumulation, things like that in your life. And that's where we hit it off right there at that particular tour. And then after that, I've been following you on Connected Women Win. Connected Women Win. So we started just collaborated right then. And it's just been amazing. So I want to get your take on what's going on right now, in this particular economic climate, organizations trying to teach their people how to, communicate, how to stay involved, how to, not just get stagnant because they're working from home and things of that nature. What are you seeing right now that organizations are having a hard time in pivoting in this economic climate?
Right. I think the biggest thing is it's the uncertainty of this time. Nobody really knows what's happening, how it happened, when it's going to be over. And so for me, what I've been seeing from my viewpoint going into organizations is this really is the leader's finest hour right now. Because even in the midst of uncertainty, this is a time for leaders to rise up and really lead their teams, really basically get to a place where they can calm people, And I think sometimes people are looking for that. They're looking for somebody to be a light in the midst of all of this. They're looking for somebody to give direction during this time. So what I've been seeing is a great deal of leaders rising up, rising to the occasion to say, you know what, I may not know everything right now, but what I will do is I will be that light for my organization, for my team, for my community. And that's what I've been doing right now.
Wow, wow. And that is so needed right now. And, you know, when you have teams that don't have great leadership,
Yeah. And
then things just sort of fall by the wayside. And then, you know, the focus of what they were all put together originally never gets done. Right. Never gets done. And so you're actually working with several organizations right now and helping them keep connected, keep them together as a team. And, you know, telling them, hey, that this too shall pass, and use it to make things go to the next level. What are you seeing right now in that? And how is that working? Is it working where it's you're needing more time to educate, to train, or is it more of an emotional journey that you're seeing, or what do you say?
I think it's all of that. Emotions are really high right now, which is the cause of a lot of the conflict that's happening, because people are scared. You know, people that their security has been shaken right now. You know, and so part of the things that I go into the organizations to do is being that third party, somebody from the outside coming in, really helping everybody to get back on the same page again. But the leader has to be included in that conversation too, and really helping the leader to see, you know what, this actually could be a time of opportunity right now. And it's about mining for the strength instead of focusing on the situation right now.
Oh, yeah, that's powerful.
And this is a time for, when you're mining for strength in organizations, mining for the talent. There are a lot of people that we will see their leadership rise because of the crisis, right? And so this is the time for, again, for these leaders to take notice of that, because leaders rise to the occasion. And it's also going to be a time where people realize, you know what, this is not what I wanted to do. This is not what I want it to be. And so people are making decisions right now, either way.
Wow. I hear someone, we have some people chiming in on the side here, said that is leadership finest hour. Isn't that amazing, Ms. Calvin? Thank you for your comment, because that's so true. That is so true. And even as a business owner myself and having a staff, you know, I have to say, hey, you know, even though we are in this situation, we still have to make sure we take care of our clients. We still have to make sure that we are here, we're communicating with them, that we're checking on them to see how they're doing. Is there anything that we can do in the meantime until things get back to normal? If they ever get back to normal, I believe this is going to be a new norm.
I do too. I don't think we're ever going to, there's certain things we're not ever going to go back to.
Right.
You know, there's some things they needed to change. Can we be honest?
Hey, I'm serious.
Serious. I think it helped people to reprioritize too.
I call it the reset. I really do. I call it the reset. For me personally, when I look at everything that has happened over the course of the last 2 or 3 months, it feels like it's been a complete reset of priorities, of, you know, your mindset, a reset of what's coming up in your life. Have you thought about your next 5 to 10 years? Definitely a reset in your finances. You know, the people that I work with, you know, we're talking about, where have you been? Where are you doing now? Where are you going? And have you made that change and that transition to don't be in that position again? Working with, you know, in wealth building and cash accumulation and financial literacy, what I'm seeing is there's so many people that weren't ready for this.
Right.
They truly were not ready.
And that's where you come in. I think this crisis exposed a lot of that, you know, but this is not the first time that we've been through a crisis in our country, you know.
Right.
For some of us, and I'm talking about myself, I remember back in 2008 when stuff hit the fan, when things were closing, a lot of banks were closing. We had a crisis in our financial market. And I remember being in that and just feeling devastated, you know. I got caught off guard during that time. And I just believe that if we don't quit, we'll get through it because everything cycles back around. So
Right.
for me personally, when COVID-19 hit, I remember back then, but that's what really prepared me to really say, you know what, been here before. This is not the end. This is an opportunity. And that's the way I had to look at it. And I think a lot of people are in that space right now where they're saying, even if this did catch me off guard, this is going to be the thing that catapults me, not destroys me.
You got that right. You got that right. Because you and I had that conversation before, a sidebar, you know, like 2008, 2009, you're talking about market of a negative 38%.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on market stuff. You know what I am. but negative 38%. Yeah. So, you know, that was one of the things that propelled me to help my clients is whenever you want to dip in the market, we can do it, but let's put some protective barriers in there because that was an example of where we are today and losing your 401ks and losing your pension plans and all those things that you've worked so hard to build over the years. So for me, like we're saying, this is a reset, a new prioritizing and a new time to change some things that you haven't prepared for before. And now let's get prepared.
Yeah,
right?
If you're willing to, that's the thing. If you're willing to, because that mindset shift has to be, I will make it through this, not this is the end.
That's right. That's right. And you know, this is a chapter.
Yes, absolutely.
This is a chapter. Speaking of chapters, you know, I got to bring out my book, right?
I love it. I love it.
You know, this is one of my favorite reads. My favorite reads. Don't limit me, baby. Don't limit me.
That's right.
And you have a chapter in here. I'm gonna pull to it real quick. You have a phrase in here that I just love. It says, "Get up and go get your life, baby."
Yes.
Get up and go get your life.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite chapters, I tell you. And, you know, of course, you have your call to actions in here. But you said, look at the mirror again. Tell her you are going to live. Tell her, don't limit me.
That's it. That's it. And you know, that was the actual real conversation that I had to have with myself. Because again, going back to that crisis, I had to get to a place where I realized nobody can stop me. I'm the only person that can limit me. And when I finally got that, there was no stopping me. And again, that goes back to mindset.
Yes, yes. And we've had this conversation about wealth building is first a mindset. Well, that's why we're working with our Wealth Wednesdays, because of that, of building the mindset.
Yeah.
Because you can't deal with money unless the mindset gets right. And then we just start working with that. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, with what's been going on lately in the news, as you know, one of the most trending topics is diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've had the opportunity to work with so many human resource divisions as I do their benefits and everything. And with those corporations, franchises, you know, small business owners, it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle to try to keep everything, you know, diverse but it's something that they have to mindfully do to change where we are.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
And are you seeing any of that with your current corporate clients right now? What are they doing to change the things in diversity and inclusion?
Yeah, I think a lot of it boils down to communication and getting people to see people, first of all. And that's the first thing, is seeing the people in front of you. I'm actually facilitating several conversations that come to this on both sides, on our Black side and on our white side, and everybody in between. And one of the first questions that I always get, and this is from our white friends or white clients, is, what do I say? How do I address, how do I deal with this? And my response is, see the people in front of you. You know, nobody's asking you to apologize for everything that happened before any of us were here.
That's true.
Please don't put me in a box or anybody else of color in a box. See the people in front of you. And I think we've got to get to the place where we're humanizing it and not just trying to put people in categories, because even you and I, we're two Black women and our experiences are totally different.
Right.
And trying to try to approach me or you the same way, that's not right.
You're so true. That is so true. And working with a lot of the corporations and company that I represent for their employee benefits, I've had that question.
Yeah.
They're like, "Dee, you've been my agent for 3 or 4 years. Most of my staff is, maybe Caucasian, 75% of the Caucasian.
Right.
How do we attack this without it being such a, big change? What do we
Yeah.
do?" That kind of thing. And I have to say, hey, okay, let me put my agent to the side and let's just talk person to person,
Yes.
because that's really what it is person to person. If the person is gifted in a field, or if they are the right person for the job, or you have to give them the opportunity to prove that, to
That's
show
right.
that.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Which again, it goes back to humanizing it and seeing the person, and not being so oblivious to say, well, I don't see color. That's a lie, but just having the conversations from a non-threatening place. And I believe we have a ways to go with it, but it's a start.
It is a start. Is a start. So tell us what you're doing right now. You got some major projects that you're in right now. I'm so proud of you. I'm like, oh, let me go to my sister. Let me call her and check on her. But tell us what you got going on right now. What is your biggest projects that you're working on?
Biggest projects is I'm dealing with a state agency where I am creating courses. And these courses are designed for leaders. And my three biggest areas are communication, personal growth, and leadership, and really helping leaders to reimagine what a leader really is. It's not about a title. It's not about the position. It really is about serving. And any person with a title can say, oh yeah, I'm this or I'm that, but you're a real leader when you have people following you.
That's true.
If you have nobody following you, you're just going for a walk. And
Hey, I like that. Hold on.
right.
Let's stay right there.
And when I go in to do my trainings, I really do approach it from a practical standpoint.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are so used to the textbook style of leadership that they forget that it's about people. And so that's what I've been doing a lot is going into state agencies. I've been working with nonprofits. I've been working with for-profit businesses, and really just stretching leaders' mindsets around what leadership actually is. And when it boils down to it, again, like I said, it's really about how you treat people and how you talk to people. And you can get a whole lot more out of people when you can see their potential versus just directing people what to do and how to do it. And I believe in this day and age, we need to teach people how to think for themselves and empower people to walk in their strengths instead of getting in a place where we're just like, you do this or you do that. That's not working anymore.
Yeah. And they probably will lose that great person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And now people are waking up to where they realize I have a choice.
And I have value.
Yeah. And I have value. And people are not staying on jobs like our parents did for 20, 30 years and trying to get a retirement check. They are waking up and realizing I don't have to put up with this. And they're realizing, like you said, their value. So they're understanding I'm going to go where I'm valued.
That's right. That's right. Well, we'll get up and pack a bag in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get up and pack a bag in a minute. It's only so much you can take for a certain amount of time,
Yeah, that's it right there.
Oh my goodness. We're getting so many great comments that's coming in right now. I want to go to some of the comments that we're getting. Miss Angela says, serving people and they will follow. That is a wonderful comment. Miss Mika said, listen to understand and not simply to respond, communicate to resolve issues and grow together. She's an educator. Miss Mika's an educator.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, and she's so right about that, to actually listen and then respond from that. See the person, not the position, Miss Calhoun. Isn't that is wonderful? Exactly, Miss Tasha. I love it. Don't limit me and truly have to speak for yourself. Exactly. I love that. I love that. And we also have a question here for you. How have you seen leadership change over the years? In City Magazine wants to know exactly what have you seen change over the years?
Yeah, I think it's just that. I think leaders are getting away from the title only and getting away from thinking or expecting people to follow just because of who they are. We're coming to an age where we're in a multi-generational workplace now. We have baby boomers, Generation X, Y, Z, everybody is in the workplace now. And so it has to be right now where what I've been seeing is leaders are taking off that entitlement, expecting
Right.
people to follow them, and really changing their communication style. And the ones that I've worked with, they have brought me in to say, help me. You know, that's the best thing a leader can do, is ask for help. And that's what I've been seeing as a change. Whereas before, and I'm not going to put everybody in a box, but majority of what I'm seeing is that leaders are now in a position where they're saying, I don't know it all. I do need help. And you know what? Help might come from the outside. And so what I've been seeing is a lot more leaders being open to getting the help from the outside and sitting down with their team and saying, hey, let's learn together, versus them being in a place where they're expecting people to think they have it all together, have all the answers. That's not working anymore.
You are exactly right there. And I was reading some of the comments as you were saying that, because I was thinking, if you are a person that don't mind saying I'm at fault, help me.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm at fault, and maybe I'm not leading properly. Help me. Where do I start? What do I change? Where do I begin? And then you absolutely go from there, you know?
Yeah. And I've seen leaders also get into a place where they're learning that when they hire people, they've got to hire their opposites. You know, we're going to talk about the discommunication style, but a lot of times we need people that balance us out, that can complement our weaknesses. Actually, like, we are in our strength zone. We need people that can complement our weak areas.
Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Oh, I think we just lost it.
Okay, wonderful. Looked like I lost you for a second. Yes. So tell me about your most recent book. I want you to tell me what's going on with that book. You got some new things that's coming out, and we want to make sure everyone is aware so they can go get their copy.
Awesome. Well, this book was my third book. It's called How to Fight for Your Next Level. And even though it was my third book, it actually was the book that I wrote years ago that nobody was ever supposed to read in the first place. I wrote it really as a more of a journal, and I wrote it just as a way of getting it out of me and going on my own path of healing and restoration of what that looked like. And so after I wrote the first two books, I was contemplating writing a third one, and I really just heard, you already have a book. And I was like, no, that's like personal. Nobody is supposed to read that. Nobody's supposed to know it. But as I've been working with leaders and as I've been talking to them, I've been seeing that leaders really do need to understand that you can't be fighting for everybody else and not fight for you too. And a lot of times people look at us and think we have it all together. They think we have all the answers. And I've even heard people say, man, I want to be like you, or I wish I could do what you're doing. And people don't really understand the price that leaders have to pay to be themselves. And so when I wrote this last book, I wrote it from a deeper place of transparency, because I wanted to let the leader know it's possible for you to fight for yourself too. You do not have to give away your gifts to everybody else and then be wondering, did anybody forget me? Where do I fit in this? And so I wrote this specifically for leaders to let them know, put your boxing gloves on and fight for yourself too.
I love that. Put your boxing gloves on. Let's get into the ring and let's fight for yourself. What what advice can you tell someone that is completely struggling for fight for themselves? Where would you tell them to start?
I would say don't try to do it yourself. That's the first thing. Is I think that's why leaders struggle, is because we are on the pedestal. People do see our strengths. They think we can do no wrong. And so what happens is, if we allow that narrative to play out, we're in isolation. And the best thing a leader can do is go get your help by surrounding yourself with the right support team. And what that looks like for me, it's coaches, it's mentors, it's accountability partners. Even the people that I'm mentoring, they can serve as accountability because I know somebody's always watching. And so that's what I would say is don't try to suffer in silence, get help. And when I first reached out for help, I will be honest, it wasn't anybody here in Montgomery, because the things that I was working through, I needed somebody who didn't know me, who had no emotional connections, and I knew I could trust that my business wouldn't be put out there. So when I reached out for help the first time, it was through a life coach, and she was in Pennsylvania, and we talked by phone. That's what I needed. And so when you reach out for help, don't think it has to be local.
Oh, you said something then.
That's the truth, though. Because everybody can't handle it.
You said a mouthful then, because mine is like on the other side of the world, and I was like, you got to have someone to help you stay accountable, right? On the other side of the world.
Yeah, and somebody that's not afraid to speak the truth to you. That's the danger of the pedestal too, is because you got so many people applauding you and saying how great you are. But then when you are not great, when you are struggling, people can't handle that because they still are saying, I want to be like you.
And you're like,
you don't want to be like that. There's a price that I had to pay to be me. You don't want to pay that price.
We talked about prices. You don't want to know the prices that you and I both have gone through thus far. Our story is a lot alike. So I'm like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, be careful what you ask for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we got some more things to come, and I'm excited for what you're doing, and I'm thankful for being a part and being in partnership with you, and I'm so thankful that you partner with the Wealth with a Vision Tour to do this with us. But we have some people that registered for this event, and you're giving away some free gifts today. Tell us about those free gifts.
I am. So I've got some gift certificates right here. Part of what I do when I go into my organizations, one of the first things I do is I do a communication assessment, because I like to locate people where they are before we start rolling up our sleeves and doing the work. So I utilize a tool called DISC, and it's a personality assessment where you typically will go online and take this test. It's 10 to 15 minutes, and you get your results. And for the most part, what it does is it really helps you understand your communication style, your learning style. It also helps helps you to communicate to others how to communicate with you. And it's huge on self-awareness. So I am actually gifting this to 2 of your registrants, and the value is a $200 value. So what would happen is the ones that actually win this, I will actually send them an email with instructions on how to take the assessment. And then what I'm also including is a 30-minute debrief so that they can understand how to decipher the report. It's a 30-page report that they get. But again, this is a huge tool that I use to help individuals become self-aware, because you can't really do the work until you locate yourself.
Ooh, that's big. Look, I'm like, more nuggets. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You gotta locate yourself. Like, I caught that nugget. I absolutely love it. That's phenomenal. So we're gonna have to pick some names out of here, some random names out of here. And we have, you want me to list the names today? You want me to list them right now?
Yeah, you can.
Let's go ahead and pull them out. Let's see here. I'm just gonna tap on the first name that comes up. Oh my God, who is it? First name that comes up. Let's see here is Monette Harrison.
Okay.
Monette Harrison. I don't know who that is, but hopefully she's listening right now. If not, we have her phone number and her email address, and we'll get it to her.
Okay.
And then the second one, let me pull right here. Let's see. And the second one, Miss Angela Sanders. Miss
I know Angela too.
Yes, I know Angela too. So that's our second person. So we got two
Okay.
gift cards for them, and we'll get that information over to you to how to get that to them.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Absolutely. Well, we're drawing things to the close. We said we was going to do this in 30 minutes, and we're right at 30 minutes. Can you believe it? Right at 30 minutes. I'm going to allow you to close this thing out. How about that?
Okay. I know Sarah Knight had a question. She said, what was the name of your latest book? It's called Fight for Your Next Level. And you can go to my website, which is tashamscott.com, and you can order it there. Or if you want the Kindle version, you can go to amazon.com and get the Kindle version. But the book you can order on my website. Or if you're in Montgomery, you can go to Tours of Montgomery or Joelle's Boutique. It's in there as well. But I just want to encourage everyone, and it goes back to what we were talking about with that whole self-awareness, is get help. Like, surround yourself with the right support team. As we grow, especially those of you all who are influencers and leaders, you're going to know when it's time to up-level your support, because we need people that will challenge us. We will need people that call us out, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to grow. And like someone said here, people that can help see our blind spots.
Oh my goodness, that's so serious right there.
Yeah.
Angela is excited. She's screaming through my line.
I love it.
Yeah. And we got Sarah, who is also saying thank you so very much. She's going to get your book. I know Miss Sarah. She's going to get your book. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Pastor Chris is listening in. She said, that has been awesome, ladies. Awesome. So thank you so much, everyone that has been listening in and sending us messages and sending great questions. We truly appreciate you being a part today. The next one for Wave Tour is going to be the following Saturday on the 18th, where we have an RN nurse, Miss Angela Sanders, which was so funny that she actually won the book. How funny is that? And won the gift certificate. So she's going to be teaching on some health in this pandemic. So we're excited about that as well. So I'm thankful that we had the opportunity to finally bring this virtually, TASHA, versus we were hoping to do it face to face. But hey, it worked out even better. How about that?
That's what we're having to do, is be flexible during this time.
Yes, you're exactly right. Exactly right. Well, I'm so excited. Thank you for being a part with us here today. Is there anything else that I can answer for you before we go?
First of all, thank you so much. I love what you're doing. I love when I interviewed you, I got a chance to know a lot about your backstory, and to see your passion, to see you really just go into bat for people, especially now. It's refreshing to see. And I just want to say thank you so much. And how can I help you? That's a question. How can I help you continue to get the word out?
You know, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, probably.
That's a whole nother conversation. We'll collaborate on something to make sure we're reaching the masses. We will.
Yes, yes.
But I love what I do. I really do. I love what I do.
Yes. And it shows.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go ahead and close up at this time, and then we're going to continue on with some of these questions. I will make sure if any additional questions come in for this, that we get those to you. And we still got a lot of comments coming in. I can't believe it. It was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Can't wait to share. Thank you so much. Great insight. I love to hear everybody having a great time with this. So we got a lot more to do. So just be looking forward to us collaborating on something else. We love doing it together. So this is just the beginning.
Love it.
All right. We'll talk to you soon, girl. Bye, everybody.
Bye.